Millions of people all over the world play internet poker.
I think people think it's rigged because, first of all, you're seeing 4 times as many hands. I mean, you're playing at the casino, you're only getting 25 hands an hour or something like that, or a half hour, whatever it is. But you're playing online, you're seeing hands 4 times as fast. You're getting 4 times as many hands. So you're going to see 4 times as many bad beats. People see more bad beats, plus people are playing crazier. It's a click of a button. It's pretty easy to call $200 when you just got to hit the right button over there, or bluff $600. All you do is slide a little bar over and press it. And that kind of thing induces some crazy bad beats. People wouldn't do those sort of things in the casino. They might think about it longer. I mean, you only got 25, 30 seconds to think about your move online. So people kind of do things at whim, and they just do things spur of the moment. They don't really think about the situation they're in. There's a lot of things you need to factor in, and they don't give you enough time to do that, so people are just going crazy. So you add the 4 times as fast and the ease of clicking a button, and you see some nasty beats, and you see some ridiculous things. And people just think it's rigged. I mean, they're just looking for excuses. I can never win this game. It's rigged. But, tough game.
You can't choose the tables that you are. For example, in a casino, you have to wait maybe an hour to play, and then there are only good players at the table, so you have no value to sit there and play, actually. So it's better to leave that table. But on the internet, it's games all the time. And of course, you don't need to go to a casino. You can just play for 1, 2, 3 hours if you want at home. And also the lifestyle that like me, I have a computer, I can travel around. A lot of poker player travels, and you can meet them up and you can play in the hotel rooms. For example, I was in Hawaii for 1 month, just playing in the room and went to the beach.
I prefer to play live rather than online poker. I feel like you miss so much. The whole thing about the game that I love is that interaction with other people, that the communication, and you don't get any of that online. I mean, it's fun to have a game always, and that's kind of what online is. It's just no matter when you want, you can play a game. But casino's also open 24 hours a day. I can go there and play. So I definitely prefer live games.
It's a completely different game. It's got different nuances. It's got different ways of figuring out what your opponent has. Completely different game. You can play 6 tables at once, 4 tables at once. Cash games are completely different than tournaments. The fields are more lucrative. It's a lot more profitable if you look at it on a per hour basis. It's got a whole different set of tells. Like online poker, how fast someone reacts to your raise or your bet can tell a lot about the strength of their hand. If they snap call, there's a good chance they're on a draw. If you bet out on a flop, and there's a likely draw. There's also a lot of people are a lot more distracted, so you can make a lot more moves in online poker than you can in a live game. People don't notice the trends as much. It's a different game, but a lot of the same theories still apply.
As far as players playing with each other, calling each other on the phone, or sitting in the same room and knowing what each other play, that's a sense of being rigged. But as far as the internet itself, the sites that do it, I think sometimes you could be up against a robot hand. That you're going to get an outrageous hand and they're going to have you beat. There's one possible hand that could beat you, and it's there. It's supposed to be secure that stuff doesn't happen, but it almost has to happen. There's too much stuff that goes on the internet that is more than a coincidence.
Everybody that says online poker is not legit are the people that are losing. You never hear a winner complain about online poker being fixed. I've been playing online poker for 2 years now. I've had 2 winning years. If I ever have a losing year, I'll start to worry about it. But at this time, I've got no concerns. And everybody's saying it's rigged and all this stuff. I mean, people remember their bad beats. They don't remember when they suck out on somebody. And that's just the truth of poker. And when you're playing online, you see so many hands, you're bound to get sucked out on more. And they say you have action flops online. Online companies don't care what the flop is. They're going to make their money. They don't care if they juice up the pot to get bigger rates. They don't care. They make so much money, it's not a big deal. So the people that are saying there's bots and all this other stuff, they're all paranoid. They're all losing. And if you want to put a bot on my table and I'm playing no limit online, put them on there. I'll play with a bot all day long. You'll pick up the tendencies of a bot playing no limit. Now you put a bot on limit game, you don't want to go anywhere near it. But limit's a much more mathematical game, and if you program a bot correctly, it's almost be impossible to beat a bot playing limit.
God, back in the day, they used to be able to rig live games, right? So, I mean, I think anything could be rigged. I think you have a much less chance of a casino being rigged than online. I think any hacker could do something crazy, and make money for himself. I don't think it's rigged, and it's not. I'm not one of the people that's like, oh, it's so rigged. I get bad beats all the time. But could it be? Sure.
You have to play at one website and one level at the same time, and learn that level, and be one of the best on that level.
From the time I started playing online to the time I won the World Series was probably 2 or 2.5 years.
But you played a lot of hands in that time.
Oh yeah, when you're playing online, you see so many hands so fast. I mean, you don't have to wait for the deal. You play multiple tables, so you get in a lot of situations and see a lot of hands.
The swings are big, and especially in online poker. I at one point I was playing 6 tables at once of $1,000 buy-in cash games on PokerStars, and the swings were just massive. You'd make 10 grand in a day, and then you'd lose 6 grand in a day, and it wears on you. I mean, you got to look at it by the end of you got to look at it month to month, and overall I wouldn't have losing months, so that was okay.
Online's a lot better for the fact that you get to see more hands, you get to play more hands you play, more money you make. I like playing limit online because in no limit I like to see my players. In limit it doesn't really matter. I like to play short-handed. You're never going to find a short-handed game live, so playing online is a huge edge playing short-handed. I mean, it's the only place you can do it. Playing live, I like to play no limit, so I like to get a feel for the players.
To tell you the truth, I don't think it's 100% legitimate, the internet. And I think that these kids who are winning have something set up with other computers and so forth and so on. That's my own opinion, actually.
Sometimes online poker does feel like it's rigged. Do I have any statistics or evidence to back that up? Absolutely not, other than the fact that I've played a lot. I do not think it's rigged because they're making so much money anyways.
As poker's evolved and online poker has become so prevalent, people across the country, Europe, Caribbean, everywhere, are playing a lot more aggressively. They're betting their draws. They're putting their money in when they don't have the best hand. And that's sort of where you see poker now, especially these young guys. Just firing money in there. It's like they have no regard for money. And, it can be a good thing and a bad thing.
It's just so foreign to me to play poker on the computer that I keep putting it off. And when I actually went there, just getting the money in the account was intimidating. I'm not a computer person, and although I bought a laptop just to play poker on the internet, and I at least 6 months ago, and I haven't used it for that yet.
Well, unfortunately for myself, I never played on the internet because I could never handle playing 1 or 6 or 8 or 10 tables. You got to be very literate computer-wise. So when I speak to the guys, most every guy wins in the internet. I don't believe it myself because the internet sites make $30 or $40 million a month. Somebody's got to be losing. But everybody I speak to just wins all the time. So I don't know, how real that is. But I do not play on the internet, nor do I want to play on the internet.
I think it's basically the same as live games. It was probably great 2, 3, 4 years ago when it first started, and now probably a lot of the really easy money has gotten weeded out. I'm just guessing, but that's what I've heard from people that do play.